Hi, and welcome to TGSTS podcast. This is Mo. We are back and welcome to Sexy September. In this episode, Em and I talk about love bombing. How sexy is that? Enjoy.
Once you get out of a certain age range, like this is like seriously manipulative. You're wasting my time. Like time is finite. I don't have time to be messing around with this. Like if your intentions aren't genuine, like keep it moving. I mean, what are you doing? Hey Mo,
Hey, Em.
we're back.
We back, girl.
Guess who's back?
Mhm.
You look cute.
Thank you.
Shoot.
I'd say
Ooh,
phenomenally. Indeed.
phenomenally. You know.
That's
I'm
you.
in my Maya era. Is it Maya?
You know that poem by heart? Read it to me.
It's my favorite, but no, I don't know it by heart, but
Read it to
it gets
serenade.
me pumped up, makes me feel,
Right?
in
I
my
need to.
feminine energy.
Yes. Now that you say that, I'm gonna get that shit and put it up on the wall. Look at
I
it
did,
every.
you know what? When I was in my when I first had my first apartment, I printed it out and I framed it and I put it in my closet, like above my drawers and stuff, and I looked at it
Never.
every day. I had it. Yeah, and it made me feel like, yeah, you can't mess with me.
No? Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
how's your summer been?
Okay. It's been okay. It's winding down. It's the end. We're coming back. New season,
Yes.
new vibe.
New vibe. Keeping it real.
Yeah, we in our petty era.
Our petty,
Petty
our
pete.
kiki
Kiki, yeah, we
era.
about to kiki.
Kiki.
Keeping it
Hey.
real.
When
Yeah,
keeping it.
we got some new topics.
Yes. We have some exciting topics. And remember, this is Sexy
It
September.
is. It is. Today's not
Now,
that sexy though.
why not?
Mm-mm. Because what we're talking about is not sexy.
I mean, but it's sexual, I guess. It's
I mean, it gets in
it,
the
it,
way of the sexual.
so today we're talking about, I don't even know how to frame it. We're talking about narcissistic
Manipulation.
disorder. Or not, not everybody or narcissists, because we felt like that word was being overused all the time.
Yes.
And it's like that's a disorder. Like an
Yeah.
actual,
Like a diagnosis.
it's like a DSM, you got to go through and get evaluated.
What's a DSM, girl?
Di- like gosh, now I forgot. Diagnose
Syndrome or something? What's a
DSM.
DSM? Oh, a diagnostic, but mental disorder or just statistical manual, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something.
But let's
Yeah,
see.
Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. DSM.
Yeah, I got about
DSM.
5 pages there. So tick.
But yeah, I think it's overused. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're a narcissist," or "He's a narcissist." Just when they don't like what somebody's doing, all of a sudden he's a narcissist. And it's overused, and it kind of loses its meaning when
Right?
everybody's a narcissist,
But everybody can't be a narcissist.
right? Right.
Like can't be. If you like look in the mirror, that's not a narcissist. That's like from the narcissist poem or whatever.
So I don't know. So what is a narcissist though? Like I feel like,
Symptoms of narcissistic personality disorder and how severe they are can vary. People with the disorder can have an unreasonably high sense of self importance and require constant excessive admiration.
mm.
Damn, I feel attacked. Wait, am I? Stop. Feel that they deserve privileges and special treatment? Definitely don't. Expect to be recognized as superior even without achievements? Nah. Make achievements and talent seem bigger than they are. Oh, I hate that.
Mm.
Uh,
Pump themselves up.
yeah, I mean, it's okay to pump yourself up, but don't be overdoing it. Be preoccupied with fantasies about success, power, brilliance, beauty, or the perfect mate. Believe they are superior to others and can only spend time or be understood by equally special people.
Mm.
Be critical and look down on people they feel are not important. Expect special favors and expect other people to do what they want without questioning them. Take advantage of others to get what they want. Have an inability or unwillingness to recognize the needs or feelings of others. Ooh, that's a bad
Mm.
one. Envious of others and and believe others are envious of them, behave in an arrogant, brag a lot, insist on having the best of everything. And that's not even, that's from Psychology Today, but that's not even,
So they're just Delulu, basically. They live in a world, the sun revolves around them.
world revolves around them. They don't have
Yeah.
empathy. They don't care. They do whatever it takes to get what they want.
Mm. Inflated
And
sense of self.
yeah,
Yeah.
play with self. And we're talking about it today in the context of love and relationships.
Dating. Yeah.
Because a lot of times you'll see, like we've talked about codependency a lot, and
Mm.
narcissists are the most codependent people out there. Everything they do is based on other people. And so you have someone who's really codependent with someone narcissistic level codependent. It's just a toxic cycle. You usually have someone who's feeding into the narcissist taking advantage. Um, there are some terms we're talking about today, like what
Love
is it?
bombing.
Love bombing, love
Mm.
bombing. What is love bombing?
I feel like
Love,
everybody has probably experienced that. I feel like that's, I mean, in a nice way, people are like, oh, I've been swept off my feet. Oh,
yeah.
he swept me off my feet. And it's just when they just, it's basically what it says, love bombing. In the beginning, it's just like, boom, like flowers and compliments and just like an intense, almost too fast feeling of like this bond of, oh my gosh, it's the too quick to say I love you. It's
Yeah.
the spending 24/7 with each other, compliments, gifts that are
How
probably too
people got
lavish,
married.
too quick. Yeah, like too quick. Everything's too quick, too
Mhm.
fast, too intense. Um, and then you know what? It's gone.
Yeah, then they get what they want.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
gone.
So it is, it's a form of manipulation.
Yeah, it
Um,
is. So an example could be, this is one I hate when people are like, "Oh, you're so beautiful," or "Oh,
I
you're
know,
so."
thank you. I know.
It's like that's not saying anything about me, my personality, or anything. You're just trying to manipulate me
hmm
to
Stroke the ego.
stroke my ego and think that I'm going to be like, "Oh yeah, you call me beautiful. I want to date you." Like, no,
Come with something more, please. Thank you.
I want something more. Like, oh, let's go on a trip next week. We just met today.
hmm
I mean, some people do it. People have gotten married like that. So I know it happens, but the part about it is it's inconsistent. It stops at a certain point, and then other additional behaviors come into play, like
Yeah.
breadcrumbing, combination of love bombing, denial, uh, and then love bombing again. So it's like showing interest, taking it away, showing interest again, and then taking it away.
Like leading someone on, just enough to keep them, stringing them
Yeah,
along, like keeping them interested,
yes,
little
exactly.
here, pulling away. Ugh.
Let's see what they
So
call it.
the breadcrumbing, I mean, these are all forms of emotional abuse, I feel like you're not
Yeah.
being um real and genuine with people, and you're doing things to manipulate and get something out of somebody. And I think the breadcrumbing, I think, is a common thing also. It's just that these things have a name now. But
Mhm.
they're all games and manipulations that have been around forever. Um,
Yes.
I think when I was looking up the breadcrumbing, because that's something I'd never heard of before, a lot of it is more prevalent now because it exists a lot with online interactions, a lot of
Yes.
like liking on Instagram or on Facebook and like DMing a little bit. And then when it comes to making, oh, hey, yeah, we should hang out. And then when it comes to making the plans, they fade away for a little bit. Like when it
Yeah.
comes to solidifying something, they're not there, but they're there for the flirty. They're there to just, be cutesy and keep you interested. But then when it comes to actually bringing it offline or being real with it, they're not there.
That's how people
Um,
get scammed too, because a lot of those people are
money. Yep.
yeah. I
That
watch
prince in Nigeria taking your money.
I I watch Catfished and it's so crazy. People do go off of looks a lot. They just see someone like that would be like me and I see uh who did I used to like? John Cusack.
Mm.
Like a DM me talking about, man, my account manager is taking all my money right now. I'm in a bind. Can you send me some Bitcoin?
Oh my
And
gosh.
people literally legit fall for that. And it's
That's
like,
sad.
how? Like people just, I think that's like where the codependence, the self-love and self-worth comes in, because how are you gonna let yourself be treated a certain way? And it's like,
Who was the one 90 Day Fiance? It was a black older black woman and she had Stanford or like a what was his
yeah,
name?
that fake guy.
Williams. Yeah,
Well, yeah,
it was, yeah. I felt bad for her. And her kids were so mad. They're like, please tell me you didn't send him money. And she was
and she
sending him money and stuff.
because she lost all that weight, and she was like, "Ooh, he had her."
Yeah. Oh, I felt bad for her. And she still didn't believe it. She was like, no, he loves me. He's real. Ugh.
That's
That's
what they
sad though.
just want, what they want, even if they have to live in abuse. I was chatting with a friend who said she'd rather be dead than not be in a relationship,
That's terrible. That's
and then
terrible.
that's deep.
Mm-mm. That's
So I
sad.
can't imagine, because but we were talking about how people just they can be miserable and just stay in because they just need another person that much, and I think that's what the narcissists feed off of, those types of people. And it's like the until you get to love yourself and
Mm,
have a sense of self-awareness, you're gonna keep letting them do it, or you're gonna feel like you deserve that kind of treatment. And you see it all the time on, well, I see it all the time, like on YouTube shows and things like that,
yeah.
where people will say, "Oh, why are you with this person? Oh, he's a narcissist. But like you said, like people are just saying it because they may do a couple things. You can breadcrumb without being a narcissist.
Yeah.
You know, you can love bomb without being a narcissist. Everybody love bombs to some extent
Yeah.
when it comes to relationships. Um, but then the other one is future faking.
What's that?
That's what it sounds like. It's making plans and then kind of like you said, but when it actually comes time to show up and do the plan, something came up, or
Mm.
ignoring it completely like it never was planned and all of that kind of stuff. So,
And that
oh,
gets your
baby.
hopes up. Like, oh, are we going to go on that trip? Or, oh, you're going to be my date to this wedding. Oh, okay, I'm going to go with you here. And you have this hope. So you're
Yes.
bought in, like you're invested
Yeah.
and they know
And
they're not taking you.
yeah, so it makes you feel secure or
Mhm.
some, and then you think you have something to look forward to, and then boom, take it away, boom. Then that's probably part of the breadcrumbing lose interest phase where they, lose interest for a period of time before they come back. Because now you're addicted to it. That's called love addiction, I think.
Mm. Love
It,
addiction.
yeah,
What's that?
addiction to love, my
Dang.
toxically, like
Gonna have to face it. You're addicted to love.
un-
And you know what the thing is too? I mean, once you get out of your teens and 20s, oh, kitty cat. Once you get out of a certain age range, like this is like seriously manipulative. You're wasting my time. Like time is finite. I don't have time to be messing around with this. Like if your intentions aren't genuine, like keep it moving. I mean, what are you doing?
I used to take it really personally when people would ghost me,
Hmm.
and now I just like
Appreciate it. Thank you. You blessed me.
I
Move.
appreciate it. Like it's not a job. Jobs are ghosting too, so
Yeah.
it just wasn't a match. They moved on. That's
Hmm.
fine. Whereas I'm the kind of person I'm like, thank you for taking the time to go out with me. Unfortunately, at this time,
Feedback.
like I was
Yeah.
talking to somebody, I think I mentioned it, that youngin who was like in another state, like in New Jersey. And I'm like, I'm not going to be trying to go to New Jersey. I was like, it's just not going to
That's a
happen.
lot.
Yeah. And then I told him that, and he said, oh, can we still text? I'm like, okay, like something
But
to
for
do.
what, like where
And
was it
then,
gonna go? But you never know. I mean,
oh shit. I said, did I breadcrumb him? Because
eh,
then we were supposed to meet up, and I double booked, so I canceled it. And then we were supposed to meet up again. And then at the end, I was like,
Mo, you narcissist. No,
holy shite.
poor baby.
I was like, this doesn't make, like I forgot what we even talked about the last time we hung out. And I just basically told him that I didn't want to meet up ever. And then he said, oh, it was just gonna be a casual hang, but that's okay. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want casual hang. It's like that's not, I don't need new friends. No new
Yeah. I got enough friends.
enough friends. If this isn't meaningful, why am I doing it? So at the same time, it was kind of breadcrumbing, I guess, but I gave actual feedback and let them know the distance, and then the distance, because that's going to always be an issue.
So I guess these things can happen like unintentionally. And that's
Mhm.
unfortunate. I mean, I don't know, the love bombing, I guess I think it's natural sometimes. I mean, when you first meet somebody and you're clicking and you're overcome with emotion, like, wow, you're feeling this person, you're kind of in a love lust haze. You want to spend all that time. Yeah, infatuation, you're getting to know each other, you're having fun. Um, I don't know. I guess,
Limerence is it?
yeah, what you say limerence a lot. I haven't looked it up. I need to get my Webster on and my Merriam-Webster. But yeah, but it's just a vibe. Like you guys are getting along and it's you haven't had anybody to do stuff with and now you do like but I guess maybe it's the intent behind it. Like if you're doing it intentionally.
Yeah, I think
Um
that's the thing. If you're doing it to get a certain outcome versus just doing it, not even knowing what you're doing.
and
I
what's the
think
outcome? It's a transaction, right? Like are you trying to get sex? Are you trying to get money? Are you trying to get access to something? Like could be different things.
um the person's love for a moment, they're trying to get the person bought in. So
Mm,
be like, okay, now I know what to do. Boom.
mm, mm, mm.
I had somebody like that. What would you call that? Remember back in the day, that person I would like, it was like 2 years, wasn't it, off and on? I feel like it was a long time. And
Mm.
whenever he wanted to show up, he just showed up and I'm like, okay.
So
And
it
then
can be
we,
cyclical. It can
yeah,
come back and just love. Yeah. Whew.
he got me those gifts that Carol's daughter, remember, I'll never
Oh
forget
yeah.
that.
I remember the Carol's daughter. You're like, what?
I remember that. Like, what is this? And I was like, oh my God, it's black owned. That's so cool.
And that was
You,
big. That was when it was on Oprah and like I think Halle Berry was on there talking about it. It was like a big deal.
yeah, and he would be like, oh, I want you to meet my sister. I want you to meet my family. Never met him. And you remember what
That's
happened. The
that future faking, right?
next person met him immediately.
Mm.
That future faking. Oh, I'm going to a baby shower. I would love to take you to go shopping with me. Not he didn't invite me to the, but to go shopping with me so that
For the baby shower.
baby shower. That's a bonding moment, you
Yeah.
know? That's gonna get your ovaries, like that kind
Yeah.
of.
Your
For me,
uterus is jumping.
to be fair, I was like 18 years younger than he was, or something crazy. So, or
Oh
15.
man.
Yeah,
But
but
they
yes,
know what that does. They know. I mean, men aren't
yeah,
that clueless.
yeah.
They know. I'm trying to think of like times that maybe I feel like the breadcrumbing happens all the time. It's just a little bit, just to keep
That's
you
dating.
interested.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're one of many they're keeping on the back burner to see if this works out. It doesn't. Okay, let's pull from the bench. Let's see who else is next. That kind of a thing. Um, and I don't know if I've done that before.
A lot of times people use people for an ego boost too.
Mm, yeah.
Experience that where people are like talking to you, you gas them up, and then they get that feel that they needed, and then you
They
know,
move on. Thank you. Next.
thanks for the feel, thanks for gassing me up. That's
Oh my gosh. So this is
a
like dating. This is just dating then. You gotta it's the
but
minefield.
in that context, but it happens in other contexts. It could happen with parents and children. So
Mm,
something I probably experienced as a child, like, and I don't think, like, looking back, I think there was always love, but it was the idea that love or emotional support can be taken away at any time and you don't
mm,
know,
that's
you know,
terrible.
not being able to make mistakes or getting mad, people getting mad at you for making a mistake versus saying, this is how you learn, that's research. That's how you learn, is
Yeah.
to make mistakes. So I don't know, not to make this into a therapy session.
Yeah. I mean everything is therapy, but I mean just to I guess any of it just being conditional. Like and that's I guess the goal is to have unconditional.
I
Um
don't know how people deal. Like it's hard for me to deal with people. And most of my longtime friends, I'm starting to try to make new friends and it feels icky, but I'm forcing myself to do it because you have to get to know people. And I'm odd. So, like,
No, you're not.
you know how it is. So when I'm telling a story or something, people are like, like, what? What? I'm different, I guess. So yeah.
You're
So
unique.
it's hard.
Unique.
Friends do it as well. So people, potential friends, when you're just meeting people, that you might be vibing initially, especially if you met at a bar or something like that, then you're vibing,
Mhm.
you have like the same thing to gather around, you're drinking and doing all this stuff, and then boom, disappear. and it's
Yeah.
just didn't work out. Boom. Or and then they come back like and so you can experience that with friends as well. Friends, family, but we're talking it's sexy September
Oh,
about it.
as long as they're around for the month. September. Oh, yeah, but this isn't sexy. I think, you know what? This always comes back to that book. And I think you read it. I read it at The Art of Seduction. So
Mm,
if you guys haven't read it, I'll link it in the notes for this episode. But that book, I feel like it was very instructive for me. I read it in my 20s. I think just fresh out of college or whatever. But it's about how you flirt, how you attract the opposite sex, and it has different ways. What's that?
you manipulate.
Yeah, I mean, it is a manipulation. I mean, everything is. Putting makeup on and a push-up bra is a manipulation. Like it's a game, and we always
How you-
talk about the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's luring people in. It's the way the geisha, the gaze that you give, the coquette, the appearing demure and like giving them like something to be curious about and wanting to, because men I feel like are inherently like hunters. Like they want
Yeah.
to seek you out and they want to chase and they want some sort of a challenge. Um and I feel like that's the game, right? And that's kind of what this breadcrumbing is about. They want to it's like a push and pull. Um,
Mm.
and so it's that's the crap part is navigating this weird dance that nobody really knows how it works, but it's something you just do. Like,
It's a
um,
human animal. We're animals. I think people forget that part.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we don't. Some of the stuff we do doesn't make any sense.
not at
And
all.
this goes back to, when we were out being animals. So I don't know.
We're out being animals.
But I know personally I can't do that. I've tried the shy geisha. I look crazy. And I've tried talking to people. I mean, I still will, but I can't play games. I just can't. So I'm a
Mm,
lose because I can't play. I'll just be on the bench.
I don't know. It's weird, but I feel like this is a new situation with the apps and the
Apps. Yeah, I'm off of the apps for good. Mark my words. If you see me on an app, call me out because I am done.
communication now is mostly texting.
Yeah, you can't
Whereas
tell.
we weren't texting that much. Texting
Mhm.
wasn't like when I was younger and whatever. People were still calling each other on the phone. So email, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, email. Yeah,
So
we would email. Yeah, we be email.
yeah, emailing. But I mean, I feel like a lot is lost, like tone and, just feeling and stuff in text. Like you don't really, an emoji can only say so much. So
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot that's lost in that. Um, and I feel like gestures and stuff. I mean, I've been looking at TikToks and there's this one account that's talking about how like people are upset, women are upset about like walking dates. Like, what the hell is a walking date? You want to take me on a walk? What did you take me for a
COVID,
walk
that was
for?
fine.
In COVID, is that what you said?
COVID, it was fine.
I mean, that's a extenuating circumstance, okay?
Yeah.
But like,
Not a
or
first date
like,
was fun, but not a first date or a walk in, like stop in places.
yeah. But I mean, a lot of it is like, oh, let's meet here and see if the vibe is right and then go on a date. And it's almost like, no,
A pre-screen.
we've met. The pre-screen is talking. Call me on the phone or we can FaceTime or whatever it is beforehand. You can get to know me before I put on my cute outfit and step out the door and try to do this stuff. Like, or they'll do a coffee date and they'll get there early and get their coffee and be sitting there waiting for you, which is odd. Like,
You don't, yep. This guy did that. Oh my God, this guy did that to me. And then it made me so mad because, and then he also never talked to me again. But it made me so mad because one, he was a lawyer and he couldn't get me a $2, it was a $2 something cup of coffee. It wasn't the fact that I
yeah,
didn't have dollars. It was just the principle. You invited me
yeah,
out to this open
yes.
and you can't get me a $2 cup of Joe.
And then they want to flip the script and be like, "Ooh, you're a gold digger because you want me to
Yeah.
get you caught." Like, no, that's not it.
It's the
That's not
etiquette.
it.
So I went home and you know how I go. I had to look him up. Married, homeowner,
Oh,
no, married and everything. I'm like, this is why you do it beforehand. Whenever I don't,
hmm,
it's always a surprise.
you gotta look them up. Or I heard another story was um this man invited a woman out to dinner. She gets there and he's like, I already ate.
Yes.
That's when you turn around and walk. I'm done. What you mean you ate? We're having dinner.
For checks too, or they're telling the waiter the not to pay for their like to giving their card. Tom Likens told them to do that back
Like,
in the day.
what is that? What is wrong with men?
They are feeling used. Like they don't even have gold and calling everybody a gold digger.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
You can,
That's like you should be embarrassed. And I don't care. I know that our audience mostly is male. Like, hear me. You should be embarrassed. That's not a
ooh,
man.
yeah, say it with your chest.
I'm just saying. Like, that's ridiculous. The
Yeah, I
very
could.
first date, you gonna step to me and then make me pay? No.
Well, I remember I told you about the date I had where the guy was like, "I can pay, or we could split it. Which do you prefer?" And I was like, "I prefer you pay."
Yeah.
And and then I was talking to a friend of mine, a younger friend, who said that the younger women now feel like, they want equality, so they don't want a guy to think he owns them or they owe him anything. And like, you don't ever owe anybody anything, ever.
Mm-mm.
I want to
My
be
thing
taken.
is, I will offer, or I will say, "Oh, thank you so much. Let me take you out next." I'm
Mhm.
not sitting here expecting you to give me everything. Never. Like with
My
my
friends,
husband, like I paid for myself on a couple dates, or I get you next, you get me. Like it's never like I'm going to sit back and you're going to do everything for me.
yeah,
But the first date, show me you're a gentleman. Open my door. I want you pulling my chair out. My husband still does
and
all those
again,
things. You know what I
but
mean? Take
I'm
care
saying
of me.
that's not your real behavior. Then I'd rather see your real behavior than you playing a game with me because
Yeah.
then I'm expecting that and you're not going to do it.
Well, I told my husband that. I said, if you're not going to do this for the rest of forever, then don't do it. Even if I'm driving, he opens my car door. He will come around the car and open my car door for me when I'm
Oh, I
driving.
remember.
And yes, he does all that. Like, and I told him that from the very first date, the very beginning. Like, if this is not who you are, don't play me. And he still
Right?
does that. He pulls my chair out for me every time I get up to go to the bathroom. He gets up. Like, it's like that's a man, is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So if
That's
you're
what's
not going to
up.
be like that, let me know.
Raised them though. You kind of raised them, so
But he had the manners to begin with. All
yeah,
I did was say, don't fuck with me.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
stay
Like,
consistent.
oh,
Stay
yeah,
consistent. Um, that's all I'm saying. And the
that's what.
thing is, you don't
But you
have to be paying the check all the time, fronting the funds all the time. If you show me that you care about me enough to take care of me the first date, couple days, women will reciprocate. But you got to show that you're interested in and you can take care. All these men are saying, what do you bring to the table? I want a traditional wife. If you want a traditional wife, you need to be a traditional man. You bring in that paycheck? Are you traditional in your pay? I mean, that's if you can't afford to be a traditional man, you can't have a traditional wife.
period.
So, mhm.
Okay. Shoot. Yeah.
I don't
It's
know. I have
I
feelings.
feel like we're two sides of the coin because on your side, you stuck to your horses and whatever they call it, and you got what you
My
wanted.
horses. No.
But me, I have tried both sides to accommodate and not to. And the more I stick to my guns, or it's the more single I'm just gonna, because I refuse,
Mhm.
because I can't compromise myself. I know that there's some give and take, but I can't compromise my core being for someone else. Because
Mhm.
and about the other behaviors, you'll forget it at some point. And it's like I should be allowed to be myself. I see people who don't even wash their asses out here getting
Oh,
rugged on, looking like
oh my
bums.
God. That's so nasty. Oh my God.
And I'm like, how y'all find each other?
Wash your booty. That's so nasty.
Probably
I
like,
don't,
yeah, I hate a clean booty.
that's disgusting. I saw, okay, I've been on the TikTokies and there
Mhm.
was a TikTok that said something about, um, there was this white dude that was saying that he didn't like dating black women because they smelled too strongly of soap. The hell? I'm too clean? What? And I thought it was hilarious. I just that made me choke. Like, okay.
Oh, it froze in the cutest way.
Oh my goodness.
They smell
Yeah,
like
I don't
soap.
know.
A video, I think, about the girls talking about they don't wash their legs or something. So I mean, like,
Mm-mm.
not going down that again, but just saying, like, we're full of
Hygiene.
people. There's not someone for everyone, but there's someone for a lot of people. And it's really up to you. It's up to you how you want to be treated, how you let people treat you, and what you allow. The narcissist wouldn't do anything if they didn't have anyone to do it to. Not
Hmm.
victim blaming, but just saying, stay woke.
Uh-oh, not woke.
Stay woke. Hmm.
Not in election season, you saying woke. Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, nobody else is going to protect your feelings and your heart and stuff but yourself. So, yeah, stay woke. Watch out for these love bombers
Yeah,
and
watch
these
out for the
breadcrumbers.
NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. Apparently, I breadcrumbed, so learned that today. That was what, like a therapy breakthrough. Like, damn, I breadcrumbed. Whoops.
That poor dude. A poor young man somewhere in New Jersey. And
Hey,
broke his heart. If you're listening.
if you're listening, here's how you could have done better. Okay, you want to hear that?
Oh shit.
Here's how.
Hey.
First of all, the first thing, don't ask me about paying and who's gonna pay. Okay.
We got to do an episode on
Second of
dating
all,
etiquette.
you canceled the second date. You canceled it. Schedule
Well,
another date.
yeah,
But
when
you
you
can't.
cancel, come with some dates. Let's reschedule it right now. Don't just say I can't do it. Come with some dates.
And then eventually, I feel like maybe he was dating someone. Some people don't like to date multiple people.
I don't do that. I never
Back
was able to.
a couple weeks later, and it's like, oh, do you want to hang out? And it's just like, dude, you had all this time to reschedule, and you never did. And
Mm,
part of it was because of the distance, and that's why I said that I don't want to hang out because what's the point? But I
yeah.
didn't feel like 2 weeks after. So, but I did
Mm,
say
mm.
it. So if you cancel a date, reschedule a date if you're interested. Don't just text people all the time. Maybe I should have told them that, but I get tired of I feel like it's complaining or nagging. Like I don't want to do that all the time. I feel like there's some things people should just know.
I don't have the energy for that.
Yeah, I don't
I shouldn't have
either.
to tell you stuff.
I don't have to tell you stuff. Like I don't have to tell my friends stuff. Like that's the way I see it as friends. Like
And it's prioritizing. If you're not prioritizing getting things right with me, then obviously I'm not a priority to you. So next,
yeah,
like,
I'm not a potential priority because you're not even prioritizing this date. So yeah, that's my feedback to you, guy, if you're listening.
but I really do think, I mean, I hear a lot of like male content creators talking too, is like if he's interested or if he's really, about you, he will make time. He will do those things. He will schedule the time. Yeah. And in my experience, in my dating experience or with my husband or whatever, like they will make the time, you know? So whatever. Or when they do finally have the time and they're like, oh shit, it's been a whole day. Like, I'm sorry, I've been busy. It's whatever. Like they'll say whatever, but they won't go 7 days or whatever it was, seven, whatever weeks and be like, oh shit, I forgot. No, that's not. Mm-mm.
See, that's just like dismissing you. Like,
Yeah. And by
you're
then he
not
moved on.
making because you get a lot of that. And I think that's the part that's not narcissistic or whatever, is that people treating other people as conveniences when it's
Mm-mm.
convenient for me versus, human beings.
What's that quote? Don't make somebody a priority when you're only an option to them or something like
Yeah.
that. Like there's a lot of those little quotes that I remember from when I was, in my early 20s that I got like don't don't give somebody wife privileges when you're just a girlfriend. Don't treat someone like a priority if you're just an option to them, like things like that. I guess it's
People
just
just
knowing where you are, what stage you are in the relationship, like with the love bombing, like realize it's early still. So maybe like, whoa, I know you're trying to come on strong, but dude, I've known you for a week. Like we need to calm down a little bit.
roses. It's always a red flag. I think I mentioned this before. We went to the movies, and he bought roses. He brought me a dozen roses to the movies, and they were good because my friend was studying at the botanical gardens or something, so she
The
knew about.
botanical.
I was like, she said those were good roses, but on our date, he told me, I think I mentioned this before. He lied and said that he was a social worker and he was a police officer.
Wonder why he did that.
Because people don't want to date police officers a lot of time.
Well, that's sad. That's sad for him. Like, that's unfortunate that he feels he has to do that.
I felt like I hate a liar, and he lied to me. That was it.
Do men bring flowers anymore?
That
sounds like antiquated. Like, I don't know. I don't hear a lot of men bringing flowers.
The last in. I got I'm even though it wasn't successful, I'm glad I got in on that last in where the guys would pick you up and take you on dates, give you flowers and stuff like that. That was fun. I mean, it wasn't fun because it was bad company, but it was just fun to experience it, to see.
Those days were nice, but now I feel like you don't even know who these dudes are. If you're meeting on apps and online, like, you don't want somebody coming to your house picking you up.
They'll kill you. Yeah, you don't know. Like that girl met the guy
They'll kill you.
Severed or decapitated. So,
wow, that took a turn.
Yeah.
How's that for sexy September?
Right? This is not.
I promise we have better episodes coming later this month.
Yes, stay tuned, y'all.
Yes. So a lot sexier, a lot less serial killerish.
Deuces.
Yeah. Bye.